Hello, dear school leaders. This is our last video of this series for this year, and we are going to be talking about the lessons learned and knowledge gained from the pandemic times. So let's see. We have been swimming in troubled waters this year and last year as well, but I know that those leaders who managed to reach, land have survived and have become very resilient and have developed lots of skills and strategies. So let's see what we have gained. What have school leaders learned from leading a school in pandemic times, right? And how much of that learning has been transferred or will be transferred to your regular leading process? So that is to say, how much have you learned and how much will you adopt from the pandemic times to your regular leading situations nowadays? And so I believe we have learned to manage our time more wisely. We have learned to, in a way, prioritize what we believe is urgent, what it is important, what needs to be tackled at this moment, and what can wait. We have managed to understand that we have to listen to parents, we have to listen to the students, we have to listen to the teachers, but we need time to think and then provide an answer. So we are not rushing from one urgent thing to another urgent thing and forgetting what is important. I believe the pandemic helped us put things in the proper place and always have in mind what we really want to do and change what is important, and then go and deal with this, fires that come up, and we become this sort of firefighter all the time. So I believe we have learned how to manage our time more wisely. I believe as well that we have many different channels, to communicate with the staff, to communicate with the parents, and to communicate with the students. And we believe we have understood that many times we talk too much, explain too much, or explain too little, inform too little. So we have adapted our discourse, our communication, and we have used very wisely the different means we have. We have understood that parent involvement is necessary, it is paramount, but on the other hand, we should provide a frame on how parents should, get involved. One thing is to allow parents to share their insights, their troubles, what worries them, their preoccupations. And another thing is to allow the parents to lead the school in some way. So it's very important that parents get involved, get engaged in the children's learning process, in the school's policies and in the school's values, share the same values, understand their approach. But another thing is to allow parents to lead the school. So we have learned this, through these 2 years of pandemic. And we have learned that we need to provide this frame for parents to know how to get involved. And we have been working very, very thoroughly on constructing the professional learning communities with the staff. So we have learned that putting teachers together, thinking together, creating solutions together is really, really beneficial for the learners and therefore for the school. So I believe we have learned that we need time to work together with the teachers as a team and with the teachers individually, so we can help them, guide them towards a better performance and a better fulfillment. I also understand that we have managed to get the idea of the value of exposing the learners to authentic language if we want the learners to become real bilingual students. So in this case, I believe we have understood that technology will really assist us if we want to expose them to authentic language. And all the resources we can get from Stanford, all the resources that we have in our course book, in the pack, are really, really useful when we want to expose them as much as possible. So the students can keep on listening to the language, reading the language, once they are at home, once they are not in class, and therefore planning asynchronous tasks or assignments where the students are invited to listen to the language, to authentic and rich examples of the language. We have learned that, and it's very beneficial. And we have also learned that through technology and through these asynchronous assignments, we can differentiate learning and therefore provide those students who need extra support provided through asynchronous assignments, asynchronous teaching, preparing videos for those learners, tutorials, and sending them those materials. But on the other hand, we have found that there are students who need to move forward, to need extra challenges because they are, very good at in some areas, and they need an extra challenge to, continue developing the motivation, their involvement in language acquisition. So we need to differentiate for them as well. Those very good learners, those who are moving forward very fast, okay, provide them for extra challenges. Not challenges that are the same, more of the same thing. Provide an extra challenge, go a bit further and see what happens. Another thing we have learned is that we need to take care of teachers. We need to take care of the teachers' well-being. And here I have provided some tips to avoid the teachers' burnout. And this is really important. I believe we need to set boundaries for working long hours. So try to ask the teachers to stick to a certain amount of hours and try to respect the teachers' free time, right? We need to give the teachers enough allowance, let's say, enough time for them to share with their families, right? Set reflection checkpoints for teachers. It's really important that we invite teachers to reflect on their work, but we need to set a time, for example, a weekly period of time where we get together with the teachers and reflect together, on the work, on what is happening, with the children in the classroom, what is happening with their lives, professionally talking. And so invite the teachers to reflect. Maybe you can send one question for them to think about during the week. And then when you meet them, you have this conversation, right, on reflecting and getting used to reflect, right? Give teachers constructive feedback. It's really important that we learn how to provide feedback. So I have found that during the pandemic, we have developed this one-to-one conversation with teachers, and we have found how, as we were all in a special mood, how to provide feedback in a constructive way so the teachers feel reassured in what they are doing and invited to, move forward and take new paths and see what happens. We have sort of developed this safe atmosphere where teachers are allowed to try new things and maybe fail in their trying and become resilient and try again once they receive feedback and some guidance from you, right? Be patient with teachers when introduce new technology. We all need guidance. We all need support. We all need somebody next to us to tell us how to do things. And most importantly, we need to develop in teachers this thing that there's nothing wrong in asking for help, right? It's not that you're not that a good teacher, that you're not that smart or whatever. No, we all need help. We all need guidance, and it's okay. If teachers learn that it's okay to ask for help, they're going to be empowered to teach their students that it is okay to ask for help when you're stuck, when you don't know what to do, right? And we are constructing this community of learning. Be flexible and understanding, right? We need to be flexible. We need to be understanding. That doesn't mean that you have to be, 100% lenient and allow everybody to do whatever they want, but be flexible and understanding. Put students and parents' complaints into context. That relates to what I talked before. The students complain and the parents complain are fine, but they are in a certain context that you need to get to know, right? So you receive the complaint and don't provide an answer to that complaint right away. Tell the parent or the student, okay, thank you for your comment. Thank you for your information. I'm going to find out and I will come back to you tomorrow, the day after tomorrow, as soon as possible. Give them maybe a flexible date when you're going to come back to them with some more information on the topic they have brought. So don't feel the urge of providing a solution to the parent right away. Teach the parents that you need to find more information about this, to find out about the context of when and how this happened, and then you will come back, right, to them. Breathe and relax and write things down and take your time, right, to build up the real situation, how it happened, what happened, and such. Praise teachers when they have great performance. Please don't forget to praising teachers, right? And praising students and praising parents when they have done a good job, right? Good students are not just an accident. They are a product of a family, of a teacher, of a context that allows them to become the best version of themselves. So praise your community. Organize potluck and weekly food parties. It's interesting when you can get, I would not say maybe weekly, but quite regularly, bring all the teachers together and in a meeting that is not going to be a work meeting, it's going to be just for fun, just to get to know each other, just, relaxed. And so they will feel more close to you, close to each other, and relaxed. So we need to work on this team building, and we need to work on these professional learning communities we have talked before. And so these professional learning communities are what, as it says on the name of it, as a professional community. We are getting together not to talk about the mother of such or the brother of the other person. We are going to talk about professional issues, right? And we're going to learn together to develop new things together, new tools, new strategies. So it's a professional learning community. So we're going to be working on team building activities, and we are going to be working on professional learning communities. I believe that through these pandemic years, we have developed this a lot because teachers learned to support each other, to work with each other, to share tools, to share strategies, and we have to take advantage of that. Now, remember that inspiring teaching can only happen when teachers and learners are highly motivated, feel supported, and confident. So we are responsible of creating the context where this might happen. If it becomes a question of filling in hours, then we are missing the point. We are not getting together the students and the teachers the whole day just to, babysit the children and have the parents, going to work, relax because the children are being taken care of. That is not our role. Our role is to inspire learners to continue learning their whole life. So go back and rethink what is our main reason to be there teaching our community. They need to modify the curriculum to ensure that learners are able to concentrate and stay engaged. We have been aware of this, and we have realized that the curriculum is there, but we are in charge of developing this curriculum, and we are going to make the changes and adaptations we find necessary. So we have to inspire teachers to feel confident enough to make the changes they feel their students need and allow the teachers to do that, right? If we talk to the teachers and they tell us, I have to do things differently because the learners are going to be learning much better if I do that, go ahead, support the teacher, guide the teacher, be there, be available for the teacher to come to you when they need it. So we have learned how strong kids are, how resourceful they are, and how adaptable and how fragile our way of life can be. So please praise those children because they have become sort of support for us. They have taught us how to reinvent ourselves, and the best for you all in the next year, school year. Challenging it will be. Thank you.